Well, Christine joins us via Skype from Wisconsin to talk about her podcast and blog called Catholic Mama. Christine, thanks so much for being with us. How are you today?
I'm fine. Thanks for having me.
Hey, now, I know. Now, are you guys still staying home where you are?
Yep. Yeah, we're still in until May 26th, I believe.
And you're there staying home with 4 children, 6 years and under, right? And a St. Bernard.
That's right. That's right.
It's so quiet. How did you get it so quiet? You close the doors?
Oh yeah, the doors are shut. I'm in a nice basement room,
Good.
And children are far away.
Well, your podcast and website have great resources for Catholic families, but would you share a bit about how you came into the church in 2018?
Yeah, I'm sure like a lot of converts, I really thought I would never become a Catholic, but here I am, and I am so happy to be one. I'm really on fire for the faith. Growing up, I had all those questions like, where are we from? What are we doing here? Where are we going? And I grew up in a household that eschewed organized religion. And so I went in search of those answers for myself and came up with a lot of New Age beliefs, occult practices that I just steeped myself in for a very long time. I kind of made up my own religion as I went. And but over time, just, living life and seeing suffering for myself, close friends, for relatives, the horrors that happen in the world every day, I started thinking, well, maybe there isn't that good and bad side of the force, kind of. Maybe there's just nothing. And I quickly wound up becoming an atheist from there, which was not a very happy place to be. But then somewhere along the way, I became a mother, and experiencing the love that I had for my children was so transformative. And I really started having this existential problem because I didn't believe in anything, but I really, really wanted to believe there was something more. Because how could I spend all this time loving my children and then it mean nothing at the end? We just blip into non-existence after we die. And so I just needed to, be tired of that cynicism that I'd been holding on to for so long and give the Holy Spirit a little bit of something to work with. And God really made very quick work of me once I decided, I was like, I'll give myself 30 days. It's like a faith challenge. Let me just try really hard to be Christian. And it took less than a week before I realized that I was Christian. And then through the work of the Word on Fire team and the Catholicism series, I came to understand the truth of the Catholic faith and was baptized Easter Vigil 2018.
The gift of faith. And may I be the first one, Christine, by the way, to wish you a happy Mother's Day.
Thank you. You are the first one. Thank you.
I like to be the first, and I'm jealous, I'm always jealous of people who are converts to the faith, to the Catholic Church, because you have such a, as you've described, just a deep love and a desire to learn. And I wish I could cultivate that in myself a little bit more, so I'm jealous. And you also have a free ebook on your site to help families. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, so our oldest child is 6, and he is old enough to remember a time when we didn't go to church. And children are natural philosophers anyway. They ask really good questions like, why does God create bad people? Like, whoa, he doesn't really create bad people. There's free will. There's so much going on. I mean, the questions that adults have, still want answers to. And so I started collecting all these great questions my kids were asking. And I would hear parents from the parish that we were going to say, man, my daughter or son asked me this great question. I feel like I failed in answering it. And I thought, I can help with that. So I collected all the questions. And my husband and I are both very philosophically and theologically passionate. So I created this ebook that has the questions that my children were asking frequently that seemed like these big questions. And I created the answers to those questions that are good for the grown-ups or maybe older children or young adults, as well as a simplified but not simplistic answer for the children. And then also additional resources should anybody want to dive further. And admittedly, I rely heavily on St. Thomas Aquinas, but I mean, how can you not?
I love free stuff.
So you converted in 2018. There must be just so much information that you are absorbing because you went from New Age to atheism, now to Catholicism. Do you just continually learn about your faith?
I mean, it's constant. It was funny, right before I converted, I was struggling because I love to read, and I was having a hard time finding anything worthwhile to read. Well, now I have 2,000 years of literature to get through. So no lack of reading now. But yeah, I mean, it's constant learning. It's a joy.
Now we're looking ahead, of course, to Mother's Day. How is the Catholic Mama going to celebrate Sunday?
Well, it's so wonderful that it's Rosary Week at Catholic TV. We've started because the weather is finally turning in Wisconsin. We've started taking rosary walks on Sundays. So we get everybody out on our own mini parade and we go walk around the neighborhood and say the rosary as we go. So we'll be doing that on Sunday. And we haven't done a May crowning at our house yet. So we have enough kids. We can have a procession. So we're going to process around the house and crown our Marian statue. And then maybe I'll drink coffee in quiet. I don't know. We'll see.
I think when you do the May crowning, you should video that and send it to us.
I will. I absolutely will do that. I'm trying to teach my children how to the lyrics to Immaculate Mary, so hopefully they'll have it down by then.
Well, you got a couple days to work on that.
Yeah.
And then it'll be on our next show. See, you're already a regular.
Perfect. I'd love to.
How do people tell us about your podcast a little bit too, and how people can hear that and get access to the free ebook?
Sure. So I started the podcast because, again, I have my children asking these great questions, and I understand that there's a real problem with secular society. It'll immediately tell anybody who's faithful. I used to be one of those people say, your faith is unreasonable or it's archaic. Why bother? And I want to help families knowing what life is like without the church and without God. I want to help parents become more confident in their faith so they can pass it along to their kids. So the whole crux of the podcast is to help develop confidence in our Catholic faith, as well as just practical living the Catholic life. So you can find me at thecatholicmama.com. And also the podcast is available any major place that people listen to podcasts: iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, iHeartRadio, Spotify, all those. And if you go to my website, there's a nice, it's pretty obvious where it says free ebook, How to Talk to Your Kids About God.
Well, Christine, this has been a real pleasure. Thank you so much for joining us. And as Bishop Breed said, happy Mother's Day.
Thank you so much.
Have a great day.
God bless you and your family. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.